Assalamualaikum and hello everyone. Our group will present about two market structure and two firm, which is perfect competition. We choose the Malaysian rubber board MRB, and for monopoly market we choose all ASEAN satellite television and radio operator ASTRO in Malaysia. Okay, first introduction. The concept of market structure is a tool providing some framework to the theories investigating the market situation. The common three elements of market structure had been deposited by economy as the number, size and size distribution of seller and buyer, the degree of product differentiation, and the condition of entry into the market. Perfect competition is a market structure where an infinitely large number of buyer and seller operate freely and sell a homogeneous product at a uniform price. Monopoly is the form of market organization in which there is a single seller of a commodity for which there are no close substitute. Thus, it is at opposite extreme for perfect competition, as a full monopoly exists when a single firm is the sole producer of product. Monopoly market have restriction of entry for new firm. There are barriers to entry into the industry for new firm. It may be due to the ownership strategy, raw material, or exclusive knowledge of production, patent right, or government licensing. Secondly, firm background. The Malaysian rubber board MRB is market structure in perfect competition and the custodian of the rubber industry in Malaysia. The main objective of MRB is to aid in the development and modernization of the Malaysian rubber sector in all aspects. All ASEAN satellite television and radio operator ASTRO is a company that focuses on channel TV show and company which under monopolistic market structure in Malaysia. ASTRO is the only satellite television operator in Malaysia to be granted an exclusive direct-to-home broadcasting license by the government, which will last for 20 years.
I will present about analysis on the comparison. First and foremost, market size. In a monopoly market, there is only a single firm or firm in the market that produces and sells output. Consumers are forced to buy output from the firm. Therefore, firms are also an industry in a monopoly market. The market size for the perfectly competitive market is large. That is, it has many firms. Firms in this perfectly competitive market are experiencing very fierce competition. Secondly, nature of product. As the only firm in the market, the goods produced have almost no substitute. Meanwhile, MRB Malaysian rubber board produce the same type of homogeneous output. Thirdly, entry and exit barrier. Firms in monopoly market such as ASTRO face barrier to exit and rampage in the market. Barriers to entry and new firms are in the form of enforcement of rules and laws, economic benefit of scale and mastery of certain raw material and technologies. Losing monopoly firms find it difficult to exit the market, especially government monopolies that supply basic necessities to society. In a perfectly competitive market, firms such as MRB Malaysian Rubber Board are free to go in and out of the industry. Existing firms in the market can prevent new firms from entering the market and doing business. If the existing firm makes a profit, the new firm will enter the industry. On the other hand, if a firm incurs of loss, the existing firm is free to leave the industry. Freedom of entry and exit of the firm occurs in the long run. Last but not the least, price. Monopoly have the power to control the price. This is because only one seller exists in the industry. Same like ASTRO, they have the power over the price to making them to gain more profit than perfect competition market. Monopoly have the power to control the price. This is because only the seller exists in the industry. Same like ASTRO. They have the power over the price, making them to gain more profit than perfect competition market. That's all. Thank you.
Good days to Madam Diana. My name is Manisha Sonia Ronnie and I will present the SWOT analysis for our group. First and foremost, strength in market structure of perfect competition are efficient use of resources, competition encourage efficiency, consumer charge at a lower price, no information failure, and consumer gets standardized product irrespective of the place of purchase of product. A market structure that is perfectly competitive ensures that resources are used efficiently. This efficiency is attained because a full competitive firm's profit maximizing amount of product result in price and marginal cost. Also, consumer charge at a lower price as price is decided by the intersection of market demand and market supply, where businesses, individual cannot influence the price of the product or charge higher than the normal price from consumer. Also, perfect knowledge exists in this market structure with no information failure or time delay in the flow of informations. Since all individuals have access to the same information, risk taking is modest and the role of entrepreneur is restricted. Thus, regardless of where the product is purchased, the consumer receive a standardized product. For example, if a customer live in city A and travel to city B and needs slipper which is typically in high demand, the consumer does not need to be concerned about the quality because the product will be the same whether purchased in city A or city B. Next, weaknesses in the perfect competition are no scope for economies of scale, no only normal profit is made in the long run, insufficient profit for investment, and lack of competition over product design and specification. In the market structure of perfect competition, there is no scope for economies of scale because the large number of firms can only make normal profit in the long run is to cover their opportunity costs. Due to the lack of supernormal profits, customers have no incentive to innovate or add more feature to their product as profit margin are fixed and seller cannot change more than the normal market price because customer will go to other seller. Therefore, sellers continue to sell standardized product at price determined by market force of demand and supply. Also, insufficient profit make investment in research and development unlikely. Thus, there is less competition to improve product design and product specification because all products are homogeneous with complete information. Uh, Next, opportunity in market structure of perfect competition are respond for customer wishes and producer are always searching for market with potential. Because most of the products sold in this market structure are identical, it open opportunity for firm to respond for customer wishes, and if the company can provide a good customer response to the wishes of their customer, the company will get to establish good relationship and gain regular customer to generate more profits. Moreover, producer in this market will always search for market with potential. This can be done through finding the best location that can generate more sales, because company that is not located in a prime location tend to generate less profit as customer is less and product are the same. Then the threat on the perfect competition market are the introduction of a new idea and emerging technology. When a new idea is applied to a product, the product gain extra features and is usually cheaper due to pricing strategy. Emerging technology are also a threat because of the lack of innovation in this market system. Technology will assist businesses in developing more efficient and cost-effective research and development process. Thus, improved research and development technology can help businesses to develop good goods more quickly and bringing them to the customer market faster. Meanwhile, strengths on market structure of monopoly are stability of the price, survive during economic crisis, economy of scales can be gained, and less competitor with the same product. Since there are less competitor in this market structure, prices are somewhat stable. Moreover, due to the monopoly market nature, it will always have demand from its consumer, making it more likely to endure economic downturn like depression. Also, economy of scale can be gained, which means that when a company grows in size, the average cost will decrease. As a result, the company can then provide a particular product or service. This occurs because fixed costs are spread over more units of output. The cost per unit of output lowers this as scale increase. This is very important for sector with large fixed costs and a lot of potential for specialization. Hence, company will have less competition with similar product in the monopoly market structure. Thereby, they can charge higher price and generate more profit than in a competitive market structure. Then, the weaknesses are exploitation of consumer with higher price discrimination, less choices for consumer, and productive inefficiency. Due to the lack of competition, a monopoly can profit without exerting much effort, which might encourage inefficiency. The seller may set extremely high pricing, and buyer in this market will have no choice but to acquire the goods at higher price due to the lack of substitutes and competitors. Moreover, various pricing may be set by the seller for different customer. Also, less choices for customer under the monopoly market structure, as one business control the market by producing a good which is often unique and has no close substitute. Hence, there is productive inefficiency in this market structure. Monopolies are less likely to be efficient as monopoly can profit without putting much effort. So, therefore, it can encourage inefficiency of productive, especially in organizations like. Next, opportunities in monopoly are research and development, innovation, and dynamic efficiency. This market strong profitability encourage it to invest in research and development. As a result, research and development will improve product quality while keeping costs low, resulting in consumer surplus and increased customer happiness. Also, monopoly market structure encourage innovation, where patent in monopoly power encourage firm to produce new technology and knowledge that will benefit society. This enhanced technology helps firms with monopoly power to become more efficient and dynamic. Lastly, the threats on monopoly market structure are bad reputation and government regulation. Monopolies might gain a bad reputation in the public if they strive to maximize profit instead of concentrating on the experience of their customer. For example, ASTRO has a bad reputation in Malaysia as they steadily increase price of change packages or reconnection fees to maximize their profit, while their customer have to face many problems like poor customer service to be able to watch broadcast television. While these price increases are legal, they have led to a bad perception of their companies in Malaysia. Also, if governments threaten price regulation or service regulation, this can reduce the excesses of some monopolies. So, in brief, SWOT analysis on the market structure of perfect competition and monopoly has its own characteristic that make it unique. Therefore, the SWOT analysis of this market structure provide information to firms so that they can plan their business and be able to achieve the targeted objective.
I have some recommendation for perfect competition market structure that can be used by Malaysia Rubber Board (MRB). For the scope for economic of scale can be caused by a variety of factors such as poor communication, duplication of effort, and so on. Therefore, to overcome that weaknesses, a firm needs to increase the effectiveness of communication in a company that has a large workforce by way of offering constructive feedback and compliment in a thoughtful way. Always allow the other person a chance to express themselves and participate to the development of constructive process, moving ahead and be specific in giving prize in matters of well done work. Next, a firm also should avoid the duplication of effort in the workplace. Organizing and sharing knowledge is a good means of eliminating duplication of work. Furthermore, Malaysia Rubber Board (MRB) in perfect competition market can generate supernormal profit, but only in the short run. Short, Malaysia Rubber Board (MRB) still can maximize its profit by make sure the marginal revenue (MR) is equal to marginal cost (MC). MR is the slope of the revenue curve, which is also equal to the demand curve and price. When price is greater than average total cost (STC), the firm is making a profit. Output is determined by the profit maximizing. In order to prevent being priced out of the market, costs are maintained as low as feasible. Other than that, the recommendation to overcome the insufficient profit make investment in research and development (R&D) system and more careful planning needs to be implemented. If a firm wants to enter the perfect competition market for the first time, the implementation of investment in research and development (R&D) for the purpose of increasing the firm profit should be implemented in a yearly only period of around 4 to 6 months when the company's operation is implemented. This is because in those early days, the company had supernormal profit in the short term. The profit can be used to make investment. Innovation implemented by R&D in the company help in reducing the cost in production. Lastly, lack of competition over product design and specification. In order to overcome competition over the product design, the firm should provide an opportunity for customers to provide feedback on the product that have been produced in turn collecting data and research. This is because firm needs to meet customer tests in order to continue to compete well in the market and be able to satisfy existing customer while improving product design to a better level. While to ensure job specialization, company need to identify the skill available to employees and separate them based on their skill on the job in the company. Specialization help in reducing production costs, saving working time, and improving production quality. The recommendation for firms operating in a monopolistic market structure are to become more distinctive in how they differentiate the product on or services from those of other enterprises. The firm should be creative to overcome the weaknesses. For instance, all, As- all Asian state television and radio operator ASTR or ASTRO should send out questionnaires to its consumers to see how they can enhance their product quality and update every channel they have to fulfill the desire of their customers. This advice may be highly useful for monopolistic market businesses, particularly the Astro, because it allows them to be efficient in responding to their consumers' requirement and increasing the choices for the customer. Next, companies operating in monopolistic markets should be more cons- conscious about investment and innovation. Firms may in incorporate new innovation in their manufacturing process through boosting investment and innovation. For instance, the Astro might invest some of its profit on research and development of for new product that could be in production. Investing in satellite television is particularly essential for Astra since it may assist the company minimize pollution and the environment in the construction of the Astra. This suggestion addresses the flaws in monopoly market structure as well as the potential for monopoly firm to expand their market share. In addition, to overcome productivity inefficiency, there are several steps that a firm can take to increase efficiency in productivity, which are divided into two. The first is the production factors, where to increase the efficiency of the use of more advanced technology is needed, such as machines or modern machinery. This is because the production process is faster and there is no waste of resources. In addition, use quality material or resources for production as well as use skilled manpower. Secondly, the management factor, which with the use of manpower is systematic as a well organized work organization and more efficient work system. Lastly, the problem of prices being charged too high in the monopoly market. Astro is no problem in pricing, but can face pressure, pressure from potential competitor. This is because if the price set is too high, then other companies can enter the monopoly market, and if able to offer the same goods or replacement goods at a lower price, then more customers will move to the new competitor firm. As a result, newly entered firms that offer cheaper price will captivate buyer in the monopoly market. Therefore, to overcome the price problem in such a market, new firm will always see this as an opportunity to grow in the market.
For the impact of the market structure on the pandemic, first is impacted the supply chain and market structure. The negative economic impact of a lockdown in each country might spread through supply chains, including supplier-client relationship of firms to other countries that's not certainly locked down. When a firm is closed by the lockdown strategy, the productivity of its client firm is probably going to suffer due to the shortage of supplies of intermediate goods and services. Second is firm behavior. The supply and demand shocks caused by the COVID-19 crisis might significantly affect how firms behave in the market for the supplies of goods and services in the market. While some changes within the commercial behavior of firm usually explained by the firm adjusting their commercial strategy, to new market circumstances. Others might require close scrutiny by competition authorities. One of the suspicious pricing behavior when during a crisis is there might be a set of price to increase the particular goods. There are also the cooperation accord between competitors, such as collaboration between competitors is likely to increase during a crisis, as the firm might involve in joint R&D projects such as medical research or joint in production. This arrangement could also be necessary during crisis to increase the production in the market. Next is scrutinize carefully failing firm defense and public interest consideration. Financial and economic difficulties will force some firms to access the market within the aftermath of the crisis. Competition authorities will probably be called upon to scrutinize many of the urgent and critical merge and to make sure the authorization of anti-competitive merge according to public interest consideration remain limited in scope. Competition authorities will come in many obstacles to clear certain much of the sex of the public policy objective, including the preservation of national champion or to make sure the production of certain product in the territory. Next is impact of monopoly on efficient. In a monopoly, the firm will set a selected price for goods that is available in the market to all of any consumer. The quantity of the goods going to be less and therefore the price are going to be higher that make the good a commodity. The monopoly pricing could lead to the debt loss because the firm forgoes transaction with the consumers. The monopoly is inefficient in total gains from trade that is competitive market. In the case of monopoly, abuse of power can cause the market failure to happen. Lastly is the market structure other impact. The market structure in every sector is facing huge losses, whether it is small business or big businesses. COVID-19 caused major businesses to lose as the already done production have been wasted and therefore the new production has been totally stopped due to the lockdown in several countries as a lot of market to shut down their operational. Small business also very badly impacted as small retailers are unable to sell the stock they already had and would not buy and sell the fresh one due to lockdown and even finding it difficult to manage daily livelihood. The financial market structure are hit hard because the people are rushing for the loans and banks need to provide the loans at less rate of interest so that everybody can afford to pay back the lended amount. Therefore, the banks are facing losses. Also, the customers are facing problem as the interest rate on the deposit has been decreased to a large extent. The trade has been most affected because the transportation inside the many countries has been stopped and it is trade and not allowed to travel. The import and export is additionally presently not available because it is quite risky to operational.
In conclusion, based on the SWOT analysis of the perfect competition and monopoly market, we have integrated the relevant recommendation to improve the weaknesses found in the structure of two types of market or firm, which are the Malaysian Rubber Board (MRB) in the perfect competition market and All ASEAN Satellite Television and Radio Operator (ASTRO) in the monopoly market. Therefore, using effective strategy can help a product or firm to increase the productivity or profitability in the market, especially the perfect competition market and monopoly market. That's all. Thank you.